We're heading to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial called The Wall, and we're placing letters at the foot of the wall written by people who were directly impacted by the Vietnam War. So that includes soldiers who served in Vietnam, as well as the children and grandchildren, as well as those who were conscience objectors and anti-war resistors. We have 70 letters to deliver today. They'll deepen their experience about the Vietnam War. They'll see the personal side of it. They'll see how it actually has affected many, many people.
Captain Casey. We listened to the enemy's communications, and one of his comrades on a hill aimed a mortar round in our direction that took you away from us. But for a breath of breeze, it would have missed you and hit one of us, or hit none of us at all. Captain, we were young, and none of us knew how to grieve for you. We never talked about having lost you, just kept it all inside. I had to see your name 30 years later on the wall we built for ourselves in Washington, before the tears would come. I would have done anything for you then, Captain. And the one thing I cannot do for you now is to believe as you did that our war was the right thing. Doug Nelson.
It's a wonderful thing that it's done here. This is the third year, I guess, we've done it, and it's always very moving. And one of the things that's interesting about it, coming back to the wall, is you have this combination of the solemnity of the wall and the solemnity of the occasion. At the same time, you have the reunion of old friends who've had meaningful experiences together, and so there's a strange kind of alloy of joy and sorrow.
And the guy's like, what line is that?
This is 20, and this is 28.
Let me go through these real quick. What do you got?
What's the name you're looking for?
Walter O. Brown, that's Sergeant Brown. He was an E6 who used to sing Sam Cooke songs like you wouldn't believe. Charles Carpenter, we called him the old man. He was 29 years old, and when you're all 19, 20, 21, right. 29 is pretty damn old, you know. And he was only a PFC because he was always getting in trouble, getting busted. But he was a beautiful guy, man.
He was in good company, right?
And then we had Leroy Everett was another. He was an E5. He was the squad leader. What happened on the 19th was we had 10 helicopters on our tarmac at a real small base, and I was supposed to be on helicopter number 6 of the 10, but I was flirting with 2 of the girls from our laundry hooch, which is slightly outside the wire, but it's easy good in and out the wire. And so I wound up, instead of on chopper 6, I wound up on chopper 8, and all these guys were on 6, and we took off at like treetop levels, about 40 or 50 feet, and we were flying at about 400 feet, and I was seated on the right hand side, right next to the door gunner, and I could see the first 7 choppers in front of me really well, and all of a sudden it was the big orange, black, and yellow explosion that took down the whole chopper, and chopper number 7, the one in front of me, chopper number 6 is the one that got hit. Chopper number 7 tried to follow these guys, but he was shaken too much from the concussion of the explosion. But we were chopper number 8. We followed them down to see if there were any survivors, but they all what we used to call jokingly crispy critters. But it ain't funny, you know. But we had a joke about that kind of shit back then. But anyway,
Sergeant Howard E. Query, Panel 58E, Line 13. Dear Howard, 50 years ago when I lost you in the jungles of Vietnam, I lost many things. My faith in God, my future, and my self-worth. Those losses cost me many years of pain. The only thing that saved me was our daughter, Michelle Marie. Your daughter embodies your fun-loving attitude and your love of life. We continue to have wars, which of course don't solve anything but create more denied grief. I love you, Pauline Laurent.
I mean, one of the things that veterans need to do to process what happened to them is to talk about their experiences.
So I was maybe all of 21 when they whipped me into some kind of soulless shape, yet another one of America's weeping mother's sons, sent forth into this world to raise, pillage, and rape. And now it's coming on to another Christmas Eve, and songs of joy and peace fill up our little town. How, I ask myself, could I possibly believe I could do what I did and not reap what I had sown? In that land far away from what I call home, a grandfather leads his granddaughter by the hand into a field where we did what had to be done. They trip into a searing heat brighter than 1,000 suns.